got magic to do just for you. Welcome to Studio Tenn Talks.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I am Patrick Cassidy. I'm the artistic director for Studio Tenn. This is Studio Tenn Talks, and we have an audience here at the Franklin Theater. Let me hear you again. Oh, yes. Yes, we are live streaming from the Franklin Theater. Thank you to the Heritage Foundation. Thank you to the Franklin Theater. Thank you to Studio Tenn. It is an exciting show tonight for a number of reasons, but I'm going to get right to it because we have a lot to cover. I first want to introduce, he is our musical director extraordinaire. Please welcome Mr. Patrick Thomas. There he is. Hey pal.
Patrick, how you doing, buddy?
I know. It gets confusing. I sometimes go home and wish I was you.
Oh, I do the same thing. After this show, every week, I do the same thing. I need to get cooler friends because your show, every single week, you've got some of your friends on here, and they're all very, very cool. And they all have very good resumes, too.
And I just want your youth. That's all I want. It's just for you. Tell us where you are tonight, because normally you're on the stage right next to me, but there's a reason why you're not. Where are you tonight?
Yeah, they've got me up in the rafters. I'm up here in the green room a little bit. Yeah, they've got me playing the Phantom tonight. I'm up here hiding away. We're trying to be safe and distancing on stage, and so because we've got such a wonderfully busy show tonight, I get to play Phantom up here.
Are you going to sing for us a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. I should tell the audience, Patrick called me toward the end of the week and said, so it's another Disney show. I know that'll make you very happy. I said, yes. He knows I love my Disney. And he said, okay, well, you can just sing any Disney song you want. It's an impossible ask. How could I pick? So I kind of just said, you know what? I'm a piano guy. I'll do Elton John. So this is Elton John's version of the song he wrote for Lion King, which is my personal favorite. There's a calm surrender to the rush of day, when the heat of the rolling world can be turned away. An enchanted moment, and it sees me through. It's enough for this restless warrior just to be with you. And can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we've got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best.
Yeah.
Disney.
Good choice, pal. Nice. So we're gonna see you in a little while, and we have a big surprise for our guests, don't we?
That's right. I'm excited. You take it away, get them to answer all the questions, and then we can put them on the spot later.
I can't wait. Thank you so much, Patrick. Big hand for Patrick Thomas. Awesome. Okay, here we go. So I have a co-host. Let me just tell you a little bit about her. She lives here in Franklin, Tennessee. She got here before I did. I can't believe it. And she's been a friend for a long, long time. She's an incredible talent. She was nominated for a Tony Award for Belle in the original Beauty and the Beast on Broadway. That was the first show that Disney produced on Broadway. She was also the voice of Meg in the animated movie Hercules. She's an incredible friend, and she has done Studio Tenn Talks. This is her third time. So as a little tribute, we're going to show you something. Number one.
Remember this person? No chance, no way.
I won't say it, no, no. We're all so in love with Miss Susan Egan, ladies and gentlemen. Say hello. You are.
That is the funniest intro I've ever had, Patrick. Cheers! Look at studio.
You got your Studio 10. Let's see that. Oh my God.
I got my own swag.
Okay, so there's the muck, right? Now, here was show number 2. Take a look at this. Please welcome my good friend, so talented to have her back, Miss Susan Egan.
Hi, Patrick. Look, I'm wearing my Bell readers because I can't see things, but I thought if I'm going to have to wear glasses, I'm going to wear my thematic glasses tonight. So that's just for you. Thanks for having me.
I want to get a Gaston or a Beast one because I never got to play on it.
Oh, I'll see what I can do. Etsy. You find everything on Etsy.
So without further ado, for the 3rd time, welcome my co-host for tonight, the incomparable, my friend, Miss Susan Egan.
I'm so happy to be here. I am excited because let's talk about me this time, Patrick, because I get to introduce my incredible castmates, my business partners, and my dearest friends tonight. These are the folks that are going to be out on the road with Disney Princess the Concert starting in November of 2021. Because the world is opening back up finally. And so am I allowed to introduce my friends?
You are allowed to introduce your friends. Go ahead. I can't wait.
Okay. This is so exciting. This woman was the star of Grease, Anything Goes, South Pacific, Bonnie and Clyde, Bandstand, but we know and love her best as the original Cinderella in the revival of Cinderella. Ladies and gentlemen, 2-time Tony nominee, Laura Osnes.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Hey, Suze. Hi, Patrick.
Hey, Laura, look at you. You look beautiful.
Oh my gosh. I wish I had a cool backdrop. I need to get like the glowing lights and the curtain going on here.
I know. I actually want the lights to like be a little bit softer. I'm not happy with my tech here. Patrick, you look so handsome and I'm a little bright. But Laura looks this good when she wakes up. Like this is what she looks like rolling out of bed.
No, not true. The hair went up today.
It's very low. It's the updo. It's very Cinderella. Well, this next lady made her Broadway debut in Beautiful, the Carole King musical. She was in the original cast of Waitress and made history as the first Black woman to portray Anna in Disney's Frozen on Broadway. She is extraordinary. Aisha Jackson.
Hello, hello, hello.
Now, Aisha always has game. Like, she's always got a beautiful blouse on. Laura and I, we are going to go shopping and get some bright colors in our wardrobe because this one always brings it. Gorgeous.
Aisha, great to see you. Welcome to the show. So happy you're
You
here.
too. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming.
Can you guys, by the way, hear the audience? Can you hear them?
Yes.
Make a lot of noise.
Good. I'm so glad. Okay, this next person is our creator. He is the genius behind all things princess and concerts, and he is our beloved fairy god fairy. He his Broadway credits include Fiddler on the Roof, associate musical director of The Secret Life of Bees, the original programming producer at Feinstein's 54 Below, and the man who has changed my life, ladies and gentlemen, Benjamin Rauhala.
Hi!
Benji!
Hi!
Welcome, Benji. Look at you. Where are you? You got both you and Aisha are in the same place.
That doesn't look like it.
I wish. No, I'm in Massachusetts. I'm hanging out at my parents' house for a little bit.
Wow.
You're there for Mother's Day. What a good boy.
Welcome.
Such a sweetheart. Are you in New York, Aisha, or are you in Atlanta right now?
I'm in Atlanta. I surprised my mom for Mother's Day yesterday. So,
yes.
Awesome.
I love it. That's so great. We have one more cast member to introduce tonight. He is our Prince of Prince Charmings. He has been seen in The Light in the Piazza, Dave the Musical, and the national tour of Waitress. Ladies and gentlemen, a true prince of a soul, Adam J. Levy. Adam J. Levy. Where did he just forget? Is he not going to show up? Is his screen not going to pop up? Patrick, what's going to... Oh,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Nashville. Can you
Sneak
even
attack.
look at? He has to slouch because
He's in the
tall and
house. He's
I'm
in the
short.
house.
He is in the house. He's literally actually in my house. That's where he's living.
I'm so jealous, but I'm going to be at Susan's house on Thursday, so I'm joining the party soon.
Oh, I love that you're bringing that up. It's a quick plug, although there's no tickets left. But Benji, Adam, and I are doing a concert at TPAC on Saturday. It's the first concert back. Patrick has put this together with a collaboration between Tennessee Performing Arts Center and Studio 10, just to get the doors open and get people back into live theater, Patrick.
And Susan, thank you. Thank you so much for doing it. You are the first on May 15th. And Benji, you too, thank you so much. And Adam, we're going to put the whole entire audience on the stage at TPAC in the Polk Theater. We're raising the little orchestra pit, and Susan and Benji are going to be turned around, and you're going to be performing in a nice little 54 below atmosphere, very intimate for a wonderful audience of about 85 people. It'll be great.
It's going to be really exciting. I know. I'm thrilled about it. Laura's like,
I know, I'm so jealous. I'm like, Aisha, we need to have like a sleepover or something.
Everyone's together.
I love it. Okay, so this group is going to live on a bus together with our friend Courtney Reed, who is on a well-deserved family vacation tonight, so she is not with us. But we have Anna from Frozen, Cinderella, I was Belle, Courtney was the original Princess Jasmine in Aladdin. We've got our prince and
Susan,
our fairy
let me
god
show
fairy.
a picture of all you guys.
Oh.
Bring that
Wait a
picture up,
second.
William. There they are.
There they
Oh,
are.
yay!
Wow.
Okay, can we just talk about the GQ look of Adam and Ben
Benji.
in those pictures?
So
But
handsome.
especially
mean-
Adam.
And can we just say
God.
those were taken by Laura's husband, Nathan Johnson? Just
Yes.
beautiful pictures. So
Gorgeous.
he's
Gorgeous.
incredible. And yes, so we're going to be traveling on a bus together. It's just going to
We'll
be
have
The mother
interesting.
coffee.
So,
We've never done this before, but we're so excited to actually bring the joy of this show to more and more audiences because we have transitioned from a little show called Broadway Princess Party into partnering with Disney Concerts to bring you Disney Princess the Concert. But Ben, do you want to talk about how Broadway Princess Party was born?
Oh my gosh, of course, of course, of course. So Broadway Princess Party was, I just started as an original programming producer at 54 Below, and I was coming up with show ideas, and I was flying back from Disney World, where I'd just been with Jeremy Jordan, and I was on my plane, and I wrote down Broadway Princess Party, Laura Osnes, ? Because I'd been to a Princess Tea party on a Disney cruise, and I'd like that had sort of stuck in my head. So I was like, what if it's that, but with our friends? And Laura came to my birthday party 2 months later, and I had just enough liquid courage that I said, what do you think of this idea? And she was on board. And so that August, we put that very first show together. We got, I think, 14 of our best girlfriends together. And we said, okay, you're going to play Ariel, you're going to play Belle, you're going to play this. And it was a runaway success. It became super popular on YouTube. We thought it was going to be one night. It turned into, 8 different nights. And then we got some offers to do it out of town. And that led us to meeting Susan. And then that led to a whole onslaught of beautiful touring things. And between all of that, we became business partners. And we toured around for a couple more years. And then we caught the eye of the magical mouse. And that's how we got to this beautiful stage in our career. And we picked up Aisha along the way. And she joined the party. And we're just so thrilled about everything that's been going on. That is the short version. How'd I do?
That's true. That's really good. It's like this crazy circus where like every time we go to, like, come join the circus. And Aisha's the lady's like, come join the circus. And she's like, I'm in.
And Benji, tell. I mean, Susan did a great job with our pre-show audience. So tell everybody who Benji is in the show.
Oh my goodness. So I am the fairy god fairy, which is like a fairy godmother, but fabulous. And so as well as being their music director, exactly, I get to kind of summon all of the girls. And basically the show is, when I was little, I used to put my dolls on the piano and I'd play all the princess songs and I'd just throw a little, concert by myself. And so the show is that concert come to life. And so we go to all of the beautiful animated places now with the Disney animation. And along the way, the girls and I talk about all the beautiful things they did on Broadway and their fun backstage stories. And we talk about how much these characters mean to all of us, the way that they mean to everyone. I think these characters become kind of like extended family members for everybody who loves them. So that's what the show is. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah,
Just great.
and it is. I think that is what's fun about it. What's fun about it from our point of view too is that, you know, everybody's obviously very talented on stage. I mean, you guys have to hear Aisha sing Shadowland and sing, you know, everything. It's beyond. We're like weeping in the wings. But it's also really fun to like see the business side of everybody. So like when Benji was talking and invited Laura, like, what do you think of this idea? What he didn't say is that 24 hours later, Laura had like an Excel document with all the girls listed and their headshots put in there. Like, that's Laura. She's the organized one who puts it all together. Yes.
Right. It's so fun because I love collaborating. Like, I'm always afraid to do something by myself, but the minute someone initiates something, I'm like, yes, I will latch onto that vision. Let's go, let's dream. And it's just so special to look back now and think this August will be 6 years since that first concert at 54 Below. And yeah, it's pretty special to have gone on this journey this whole time, having created it from something little, and to see it really expand to this Disney version is just so exciting. We're really grateful.
And and in the original, you guys actually were in the princess outfits, right? In Princess Party, didn't you guys wear the outfits and stuff like that? And now,
the very first one was essentially like Cinderella was hosting a party with all her princess friends, and like Benji and I kind of summoned them together, and it was like, look, here's Pocahontas, like, you know, coming just around the river bend, and like, and all of the girls were a little more the characters. And then as we brought this beyond the palace walls of New York City, we thought it's going to be a lot easier to tour with a smaller amount of girls, and we actually want to hear their stories. And so we found women who have actually played these princesses, and we get to be ourselves, but then sing a whole bunch of princess songs. And to be honest, I kind of got sick of just singing Cinderella. I get to be a lot of princesses.
It's true. It's true. And like, although this is what we're doing now, I think it would be interesting to hear a little bit how everybody got started. Aisha, talk about how you got into music and where this whole inspiration started with you.
Oh yeah, my family, we all sing. We're the other Jacksons, but we all sing, and we were the family that went like Christmas caroling during the holidays at like the local Macy's and stuff like that. And my dad is a pastor, and my brother, he's like a choreographer, singer, recording artist, like all these different things. And he's the one who actually got me into doing musical theater, because they were doing a production of Once on This Island at his performing arts high school, and they needed a little girl. And so he was like, do you want to audition? And I was like, okay. And I think I just wanted to do it because my brothers were doing it. I didn't really know what it was, but I did it and I auditioned. And then when I got in the room, I was like, oh, who's P Moon? Like, well, who's that girl? That's what I want to do. And so since then, it just like, that was the first little, and that was in the 6th grade. And so I went to that same performing arts high school and did a production of Aida. And I was understudying Jakina Calacango, who was the revival Nettie on Broadway. And she's been in a lot of amazing projects recently, but she was my Aida, and I got to understudy her. And when I went on, I felt so at peace and at home. And I was like, I think this is how I want to use my gift. And so then I decided to go to college for it. And after college, moved to New York and was like, okay, let's do it. Here we go.
And when you got to New York, like, what was that like? Did you have an agent already? Did you go on all the auditions? How did it work?
I did have an agent from my showcase from college, but I did not have an apartment, and I did not have much money. And I think I had like $150, and I didn't have a job. And I like to say I had 5 bags and a lot of faith, because I had so many clothes, and I was just like, I'm determined to do this. So yeah, it was a lot of auditioning. I didn't do as many open calls, thankfully, because I had an agent, and so I was able to get appointments and things like that. But it took about a year or so before I auditioned for my first Broadway gig. But when I got out there, my first gig got me my equity card working for the American Repertory Theater. So that was a nice little jump start. And then about a year and a half later, I auditioned for Beautiful, the Carole King musical, the tour. And when I went in, I was like, this is so early. They're not going on tour for like another year. They have a spot on Broadway. Lo and behold, they had a spot on Broadway that was opening up, and they offered it to me, but I auditioned for the tour. So I had no clue. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to do that. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, you didn't have to think about that for very long. But isn't that true? Like, you actually never really know when you go into an audition what is open and what the possibilities are. And I always say to actors, like, you never know. Sometimes you're not right for what they're seeing you for, but that person is casting an entirely different thing, and they're so always go. Like, just go. Meet the casting director.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
show up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, your story is like the classic story of, like, suitcases packed and, hopping off that plane or the bus and the big wide city. And you just made it with, your energy and your spirit anyway. You were never not going to.
So how then, tell I'm dying to know, how did Anna come? How did that come upon you?
Oh, that was years later, but Anna actually came first as Elsa. So I went in and sang some Let It Go, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, she's so bubbly, she's so young." And I have a younger sister, so when they were like, "She's not the older sister," I'm like, but I am in real life. But I knew what they meant, and it was funny, the day of my callback for Elsa, they had told me to dress differently. And when I was sitting in the waiting room, I looked around and looked at all the Elsas, and then I looked at all the Annas, and I was like, oh my God, I dressed like an Anna today for my Elsa callback. But I just laughed it off, went in, did it, and when I came out, they were like, so they want to see you as Anna. And I was like, Anna goes on a journey, she falls in love, let's do it. I'm down, let's do it. And so, yeah, I went in for Anna maybe like 7 or 8 times, and I was in Waitress on Broadway, but I was also practicing for the workshop of a little musical called Ain't Too Proud that you might know about. And so working on both of those projects and auditioning for that, I was like, oh my God, whew, okay, here we go, get me through. But it worked out, and I was up for the beautiful Patty Murin had been playing the role for quite some time. And so they went with her, and then they asked me to stand by. And it took me some time to say yes, because I was a swing on Broadway. That was my Broadway debut. And although it was amazing, it also was crazy. And covering for me has been quite a journey. So I had to think about standing by. But I was like, look, when you go on, you are the lead. So, like, have fun, take this opportunity, and make the most of it. And that's what I ended up doing.
Yeah, I want to talk more about Anna in a second and your experience, both as like what it was like to be standing by and what it was like when you were on. But I want to get to how Laura started. Laura has the most unique Broadway debut story. How did you come to New York, Laura Osnes? What happened?
Well, Aisha, it was so fun to hear that, by the way. I love, I've heard it before, but it's just awesome to just see how everyone made it. You know what I mean? Every story is different. So I am from Minnesota originally, and I heard about a TV reality show that was casting the leads of Sandy and Danny in the musical Grease on Broadway. And I happened to be playing the role of Sandy at a dinner theater in Minnesota at the time. And I got permission from my director to take a weekend off and fly to Los Angeles and audition for the reality show. And I kept making it past the next levels. I had to call the director and be like, hey, can I stay 2 more days? I made it to the dance call. I have to. And I ended up making it to the top, all the way to the top 6 who would perform live on TV every week, top 6 girls and top 6 boys. And so I had to leave the show early, eventually, like a month later. And we competed live on TV every week, much like American Idol. And America called in and voted every week, and I ended up winning that competition and made my Broadway debut playing Sandy in Grease at the age of 21.
Legendary.
Come on, you won a reality show. It is literally a Cinderella story. Do you think it informed how you played Cinderella?
Definitely. That's a really good point. It was kind of this not rags to riches, but yeah, the little Midwestern girl to like the Broadway princess. Like my dream kind of came true overnight, and I was pinching myself every day. I mean, this is what I wanted to do since I was a very little girl, and I never guessed I would get there that soon in my life and via a reality show.
Yeah, crazy. So this guy sitting over here next to me, I actually knew him way back when, the ages that Aisha and Laura were when they were first dreaming of Broadway. Adam, how did you end up in New York? What's your childhood like?
My childhood, I was born in a small town, Los Angeles. Started singing very young. When I was 5, I did my first show. I did Oliver. But I played a Catholic boy named Rudy Pazinski in a play when I was 11, and someone said, "Oh, is he going to go to the Performing Arts High School in Orange County?" I said, "I don't know about the Performing Arts High School, but now I want to go." And at age 12, I started at the Orange County School of the Arts in California. And at age 13, I sang backup for an alum who came back.
I also went to the Orange County School of the Arts.
At a different time.
Not at the same time.
I screwed up the punchline.
You did. Fired.
She's going to hit me later. So I remember being 13 and being on the bleachers in a group of kids, and Susan came back to sing something from Hercules or a whole bevy of things. And for some reason, she came back in that rehearsal and she looked at me and she pointed at me and she's like, "And how are you doing?" I don't know why you did that. It's very weird. She knew somehow. And then 4 years later, I was a junior at that school and we got the opportunity to sing a duet for a symphony concert through the school. And she said, "We'll sing this again." And she kept her promise and we kept singing. And I went to Pace University in New York City for musical theater, moved there at 18 and made connections with these faces over here. Ben came to my senior showcase at Pace and said something about like, "You and I are gonna do stuff together." I just can see that for us. And that was 7 years ago. No, I'm 27.
No,
it was
5 years ago.
5 years
Age me
ago.
like that.
Oh my gosh, you guys, don't
5
even talk
years
about the
ago.
aging thing. I just can't even with you all.
I don't want to talk to any of you.
No. But that's actually, but I ended up meeting, I mean, it is one of those like 6 degrees thing. I ended up meeting Benjamin because of Adam. And then Adam was doing a concert at Oshet, after he graduated from Pace, he went back to our alma mater and did a solo concert and asked if I would come do a duet. And Benji arranged it. No One Is Alone from Into the Woods.
And we FaceTimed to rehearse, and he was keeping his cool.
Oh, you were at Fiddler on the Roof. You were right before showtime or between shows. I can't remember. Yeah. And we FaceTimed, and then Benji's the one who invited me to do Princess Party in Orange County. And that was really the first time that I'd worked with anybody. And and Adam came in strangely as the prince for that production. It was the first time, Laura, you met Adam.
Because it was Orange County.
Yeah.
We met in New York like a hot second at like a voice lesson, like a vocal coaching, like our paths crossed. And it was like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you." And then now you're like a family.
But I had done a show with Courtney and Aisha in New York before any of this.
Oh,
a workshop of a Britney Spears musical that Ben music directed.
Yep.
It's all so incestuous.
It is.
But
It's like, it's a
Actually,
small
that
little
moment
world.
when Laura and Adam met, Adam and I were rehearsing for his concert in California. Laura and I were rehearsing for a Broadway Princess Party in New York, which, 6 months before any of us would put that together.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's completely crazy.
I really can't tell you how jealous I am. Is there a King Arthur part that I can?
Totally. Yes.
Of course.
I don't get to sing any duets with him. All the girls get to sing duets with Adam in our show, but I'm too creepy, too old to be singing a duet with him. But if Patrick, you came on, we could be creepy old together.
I'll go creepy old to sing with you.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
creepy
in a
old.
minute.
So good. So back to our like Broadway experiences. Aisha, your story it blows my mind every time I hear it. I would love to share it today. When you're an understudy, when you're a cover, you get to rehearse during the day, and then you go on at night. However, in your situation, you were told you were going on when?
The day before my first understudy rehearsal.
Oh no.
The day before, people. The day before she rehearsed for the role, she went on as Anna on Broadway.
Oh, no.
Tell us a little bit how that happened.
In front of 1,300 people. Well, one of my friends gave me the wonderful advice. He says, "Stay ready so you don't have to get ready." So that's what I was doing. I was always doing my homework. As a standby, as a cover, we are on the outskirts of the rehearsal room, taking copious notes while they're getting the main players, ready to go on 8 times a week. And so usually in a new show, like a new musical, when you have previews and then you open, you usually don't rehearse the covers until the week after you open. Because then, everyone else is set, that the show is ready to go. And so it was the week after we opened, and my standby sister went on for Elsa during previews. So when she had to go on unrehearsed, really, I was like, okay, let me get my ducks in a row, because if that happens to me, I don't want to have to say, no, sorry, can't do it, cancel the show. So I just made sure I knew, all of my work, all of my lines, all of my blocking. We had music rehearsals. And mind you, we had been rehearsed for the Denver production, because the Denver production was 3 or 4 months prior to coming to New York. So we had 3 months off. Then we rehearsed for New York, and they changed so much stuff. It was basically a whole new show. But yeah, it was the first understudy rehearsal. They came up to me during the matinee, and they were like, so I think she's going to be fine. She had like bronchitis, but she made it through the matinee. And I was like, maybe she can make it through the evening show. And they told me she could. They were like, yeah, she's going to be fine. And then about 5 minutes later, they came back and were like, so you're Anna tonight. And I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and call my family. Let me pray. Let me cry. I made a little video to document the moment, because I make documentaries on my phone, basically, if you see how much stuff I have. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And we rehearsed with the ensemble on stage for 2 hours. And then they said places. And then I did it. And then 2 hours after that, I looked across the stage and I saw Casey Levy, and I was like, oh, I'm about to take a bow as a principal for the first time in forever. And so I went and I took the bow and I bawled my little eyes out. And you can see me in the video. I wiped my snot because I saw someone with a camera. So I wiped my snot. I was like, oh, this isn't cute. And go to grab Casey's hand because it's time for the company bow. And afterwards I was like, I'm so sorry. She was like, I have a toddler. It's fine. I have snot on me all day. But it was beautiful. It was a whirlwind. I was, of course, nervous, but I knew I had prepared myself well enough. And so I just trusted it. And I said a nice little prayer, and it got me through. And it was amazing.
I have to tell you, I had the exact same experience with my first show. I was in Los Angeles rehearsing Pirates of Penzance to go on the national tour. Andy Gibb was doing it in LA, and Pam Dauber was doing it in LA. And they were sick a lot. They were off. And it was like there were 2-3 shows left. And I was rehearsing, and I walked in, and there was Linda Ronstadt, who was the original Mabel. And she was there, and she was taking a voice lesson. Anyway, long story short, Andy was out that night. So was Pam. And they said, you're going on tonight, and you're going on with Linda Ronstadt.
How'd you do?
Well, I did okay, but about 5 minutes before the show started, the director, Wilford Leach, said to me, now, Patrick, Linda just stands. She doesn't move around the stage. You have to move her. So you take Linda, and she sings really pretty. And then you take her over here. And I said, I don't know where I'm going. How am I going to take her to someplace? Right. Anyway, but I got
Come with love.
That's exactly right. But that was my put-in rehearsal, and that was the first time I did the show. So I get
right.
it. I totally
it's
understand.
like your put-in rehearsal is in front of an audience of,
that's exactly
thousands
right.
of hundreds of people, and it's like, what? But my compliment was the next day they didn't make me come to understudy rehearsal. So I was like, oh, I knew what I was doing well enough that they didn't make me come in. So that was such a great compliment. Of course, I came in to get notes and we tweaked things, but I was like, okay, you did your job because they didn't ask you to come in today. So
that's amazing. And they always make you come in. So that is a compliment, big time.
Correct.
Okay, Keisha Campbell has a question. Laura, I'm going to throw this to you. What is something you know now that you wish you had known when you were starting out as a young actress?
Oh, I know things now, many valuable things. Oh gosh, let's see. This isn't necessarily something I feel like I know. I just think it's something that has grown in me, is a confidence in who you are and what you have to offer. I feel like as a kid, you're always trying to be what you think they want you to be in the room. And I'm at the end of the day, just own what makes you unique and what makes you special, and walk confidently into every room, being proud of what you have to offer, and that is what is special. And that's what will help you stand out from the crowd. So whether I know that, and now I walk in the room and I'm just me. And if you want me for this, here I am. But if you want me to try to be someone else, I tried when I was little, when I was younger, I was just trying to fit a mold that I thought they wanted. And it's that's not genuine. The best thing you can do is walk in and just be your true self, confident in what you have to offer.
Yeah, it's true, because there's a depth and a resonance to that performance that has an authenticity that you can't, you try and be something else, it will be two-dimensional. Like, you have to be authentically yourself, which is hard to be, especially when you think about, like, a lot of this got into this to be other people. Like, I really don't want to be Susan. I want to be a character in a wig with a costume and pretend to be somebody else. But you only really have you to draw from. I think, like, in answering that question, I want to go back to, like, Aisha was always prepared with this positive, amazing attitude. And I'm telling you, at a certain point when you're auditioning, everybody who goes in the room can hit the note. So what is different about you? And it really is going to be that energy that you bring in the room, which both Laura and Aisha have, that just, I want to work with those ladies. Like, they want to cast you because they want you in the room. And they trust you with this, $10 million, $50 million musical that they're doing. They want to make sure it's somebody who's going to show up prepared, like Aisha. So, I think there is the perception with young actors that it's out of your control, that it's just up to them whether they cast you or not. And I really think 90% of it is in your control. So be prepared, be ready with everything that you can do. And then, as Laura says, be yourself. And if they want you as yourself, then isn't that great? Because then when you get that job, you get to be yourself some more. You don't have to pretend to be somebody else for the rest of that run.
Take a risk too. Like, I often think, I'm like, what if I didn't have the courage to, like, fly to LA and audition for that reality show? Like, that changed my life. I mean, like, all of us were just willing and ready to take that leap of faith when the opportunity presented itself. And that's really scary at the time. And it gets easier as you get older and you have to face more of those things, but, like, don't be afraid to take the leap.
Oh, such good advice. Becky Haycock would like to know, what is it like creating 4-part harmonies for the girls, rehearsing that and then hearing it all together the first time?
He loves it.
I love it. Well, it's sort of like painting, but it's like having the best paint set in the world. You have these 4 beautiful, vibrant colors that are very different and can go in a lot of varying combinations. And you kind of want to look at it and be like, okay, where is this sparkling color today? Where's this one? I will say 4 parts is a lot more, it's like a lot more challenging and fun and interesting than 3, because the 4th part, the thing that you do to expand it outside of the chord, is the one where you really get to be creative, and that's where your ear gets to go kind of wild. But I've grown to know all of the people, their voices very intimately. So, and they all have such flexible registers that no one ever just sings alto or soprano. No one's ever just in the melody. Everyone's different on everything. So I kind of get to sit there with my paint set and be like, what are we doing today? And I've gotten pretty good at that. Honestly, when I know it's gone well is a lot of the time we will rehearse it. I'll have taught it to them, or they'll learn from a track and then we'll get together. And most of the time it sounds exactly how I pictured it in my head, which is like when I know that I've done the thing exactly right. And that's when I'm proudest of it. But it's always emotional. There are certain things we sing where I'm always like, they really did that. So it's the most fun. It's like having the most expensive paint set in the world. It's really cool.
Also, his harmonies are so sophisticated and challenging that I think it's what keeps it interesting for us as well. It's all, but then also getting to sing with these 3 other voices is the dreamiest part for me. Like, my solo's like whatever, but I love singing in harmony with these ladies. And like I say, some of these arrangements are rough. Adam, what is it like to sing with 3 different women in one show?
The dreamiest dream of all dreams. I always knew this would happen. No, it's great because we've gotten to know each other so well over the years, and sometimes it's a challenge to try not to laugh in the middle of like a really tender moment. But I love, just speaking to what you said, Ben, how distinct all of these ladies' voices are. And therefore, as someone who just loves working on like vocal craft and technique and dynamics and all of that, to kind of go, okay, what does Aisha bring to this? And then I get to like watch her and see how she's going to shift this and when she's going to vibrate and where we're going to flow together. And that's different than the way Laura and I would do I See the Light, or Courtney and I do A Whole New World. So it's a dream is a wish your heart makes.
Well, be that as it may, because you guys have such unique and wonderful voices, we play a little game on this show. It's called, well, first of all, I'm going to bring back Patrick Thomas back on. Patrick Thomas, are you there? Will you come join us? There he is. Everybody say hello to Patrick Thomas.
Hey, Pat.
Hi,
So
Patrick,
we play.
you sang so well. You were so good.
It was
earlier.
beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm fangirling. I'm fangirling.
So this is going for all of you. Benji, you're in this, and Adam, you're in this. We're all in this together. We play a little game in the show called Remember the Lyric. Susan has played, and what it is. And what it is
Ben will win.
we usually what it is I sing a lyric from a song you guys did or a song you sang in a show you did, and then you come back at me. But we're going to do a little different twist on this time because we're going to really make this into a little challenging game. Patrick, would you take over from there and explain what we're going to do?
Absolutely. So Patrick and I were discussing how we could make this fun. We always have a good time, and normally we make it pretty easy. We'll do a lyric from a show that somebody was in. So we thought this time we'll keep it Disney. So I still am pretty confident that you're going to know all the lyrics, but we're going to make sure that we do a song that you did not sing in one of your shows. And knowing this show, I'm sure you probably have sung them all, and you probably know them all. But we're going to try to stump you at the end. So I'm going to kind of assign a person a song, and I'm going to start with Susan. I'm going to play just a little bit and sing just a little bit. And then when I point at you, it's your turn. Can you hear me, Susan? We're good?
I can.
Okay. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything?
Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here, you'd think, sure, she's got everything.
Yeah. One for one, Miss Egan. Way to go.
All right. So we're gonna kind of go around. How about Aisha?
Oh my God, I suck at lyrics, but I'll give you a melody all day.
That's fine. And I got to admit,
Make up your own words.
I got to admit, this one's kind of harder. We decided, we'll do the Disney movies, but why don't we do a Disney production, a Disney Broadway show? So this is from one I know Laura knows. In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be whatever I want to be.
On the wing of my fancy, I can fly anywhere, and the world will open its arms to me.
Yeah.
Patrick, I have a request. Can I just hear her sing some more?
You have to tell me all of them.
Sing to me all day.
Yeah.
Man, that was beautiful.
I'm
And
glad you
normally
told when I
jumped
knew the
out.
words to.
I know.
It
Okay.
started, I was like, oh, she knows this. She's got this one.
Okay. Speaking of, I mentioned Laura. How about this one? I got to find a good starting place for this song, though. Let's see. A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you. You know, that was a terrible place to start.
Unbelievable sights. It's okay. She comes in.
Yeah. Keep going.
Indescribable feeling. So freewheeling through an endless diamond sky.
A whole new world. Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah, well done.
Look
Okay,
at you.
so I
Even
have
when
to-
I started on your verse, I had it all
Can we
planned out.
I have to ask a question. I'm muted, I think, but can we unmute for a second?
We can hear you.
Laura,
Yeah.
how did you meet your husband?
Yeah, I was going to say, Patrick, that was a very serendipitously chosen song. My husband, Nate, and I actually met doing a production of Disney's Aladdin in Minnesota years ago. We
Amazing.
understudied Aladdin and Jasmine, and one day the leads collided on stage. He chipped a tooth on her forehead, and she was gushing blood. They were using the loaf of bread. And they stopped the show and sent them to the hospital. And Nate and I went on together. Our first kiss was on stage. And actually, tomorrow we're celebrating our 14-year wedding anniversary.
Wow.
Congratulations. That's
awesome.
amazing. Wow. What a story.
Oh,
Oh, let's see. Okay. I've got one. That's amazing. What a cool story. I've got one for you, for our Prince Charming. I've often dreamed of a far-off place
You know that?
where a great warm welcome will be waiting for me.
Where the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, "This is where I'm meant to be."
Yeah, well done, Adam. Well done.
Thank God.
I can listen to them all sing. It's so beautiful.
It's kind of unnerving.
Okay,
isn't
okay.
it?
Benji, not to leave you out here.
Uh-oh.
If I can play this. Snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen.
A kingdom of isolation. I'm the queen.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Well done.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm loving this game. I'm loving
I
this
think
game.
we should throw it out to anybody who knows. These have been pretty easy. So what about let's go back to Broadway.
Take it all. You know this one.
You've been dreaming just one dream nearly all your life.
Hoping,
Scheming, just one thing.
will you be our one?
Oh my goodness. Key. Good job.
I know. Then the man key. Look at that. Okay, okay. I got another. I got another one. You got any Phil Collins fans? I think he did this one right.
Is it Tarzan?
Come stop your crying. It'll be all right. Just take my hand and hold it tight.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Then
Is it Tarzan?
Princess and Tarzan.
Wait, what is it? Ben, you don't know
I
this?
will protect you from all around you. I will be here.
Don't you cry.
And now we can do this part. Because you'll
Be
be
in my heart.
Okay, one last one for the ladies, I think. And it stood out to me because it has a line about wearing a mask. So how unfortunately topical. Let's do this one. Look at me. Oh, see, what key is it in? Should I do it in the girl key or the boy key? Let's do it in the girl key. Look at me. You may think you see who I really am, but you'll never know me.
It's
Anybody?
Christina Aguilera's like,
Take it, Aisha.
every
Benji.
day it's as, yeah,
Ben-
every day it's
yes,
as if
Benji.
I play a part. But that was tricky because that was the Christina Aguilera.
It
lyric.
was.
Yeah, that's tricky.
That's why it was my. Okay, fine. Should we all sing the chorus together? It's in this key. Who is that girl I
see
Staring straight back at me.
Why is my reflection someone I don't know?
Yo.
They
Well,
nailed
let's
it.
give everybody a hand. Everybody a hand,
Patrick, that was a great
That was
challenge.
great.
Where's
You know all the
Patrick's
songs.
Where's
Oh, yeah.
Patrick's challenge?
Oh yeah.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No.
What about
Good
Mr.
question.
Cassidy?
I'll sing one song. Susan, if you know, I'll sing one part of a Disney song.
Okay.
Susan, you might know the answer to this one, but Benji, you might know too. But what song, and I was asked to sing this by Mr. Ellen Menken, what song was this supposed to be part of?
Oh.
And I see a shooting star set apart from all the rest. You know what that is?
I mean, it was supposed to be part of Aladdin, right?
Hercules.
Oh, Hercules.
Yeah.
That was the
Susan.
original Go the
Oh, I
Distance.
failed
That
you.
was the
That was the
original Go the
original
Distance.
song before they
Susan.
did Go the Distance.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
I
So
love
So I
it.
stumped the panel.
You stumped. Patrick wins. He stumped the panel.
Give a hand
Wow.
to Patrick Thomas for preparing that. You were
That
awesome.
was amazing.
So good. So good. I'll see you in a few minutes, Mr.
Yep.
T.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Okay, so continue, Susan. I want you just now tell about the dates and about what you guys are looking forward to, where you're going, all of it.
Okay, so we are starting out on the road November 1st, and we are literally playing a kingdom near you. anywhere you live, we will be near you, because we are going everywhere. I think we're going to hit, I don't know, every single state in this United States. We are going to be in Nashville, April 7th of 2022 at the Opry here in Nashville. But we're going to be all over the place. I think the other closest one here is Huntsville in the fall. You can go to DisneyPrincessConcert.com. That's what I'm supposed to say, right, Patrick? DisneyPrincessConcert.com for all of the dates, bios on all the cast. We are beyond thrilled to get to bring a show that is so full of joy to theaters. After everything that we have all been through, it'll just be nice to get together and smile.
You guys are remarkable. We play one other game on this show, and I'm going to have it go around. It's fun. It's called You Become the Host. And normally what we do is we have the guest ask me a question, but in this case, what I'd like to do is I'm going to ask each one of you to ask one of your castmates. So we're going to go to different questions. So Aisha, let's start with you. Who would you like to ask a question to?
I'll ask Benji.
Benji, okay, ask him a question, anything.
Anything that in other words, anything that you wanted to know about it. That's the purpose of the thing is you get to be the host and you get to ask any question of any member of the castmates or anybody that's on this screen.
Okay, well, I'm going to say, Benji, what is your favorite Britney Spears concert and how many times have you seen her perform live?
Okay.
So good.
I'm gonna say my favorite tour, controversial answer, but I will say the Oops, I Did It Again tour, August 28th, 2000, because she sang the whole thing live, which, like, not everyone does that, and she danced really hard and still sang the whole time, and I was like, you do it, queen. I've probably seen her, it's probably 8 times, maybe it's 10, I don't know, because I got free tickets when she was at Radio City, which was lit. Yes, but yeah, that was my favorite tour, the year 2000. What a good time. Everyone remember that year. Thank you for that, Aisha. So now do I get to Russian roulette around?
You get to go. You can ask any question. You become the host, Benji. You get to ask a question of anyone.
All right, let's see. I'm going to go bam at Laura. Hello, Laura. All right, Laura, I want to know, what is your favorite memory from the early Broadway Princess Party days, so like the 54 Below days?
Oh my gosh, you're so cute. That's fun to think about. Oh gosh. There's so many. What's kind of just came to my brain was getting to sing with Zachary Levi. That was pretty cool. And then we also used to play trivia, and we used to throw princess fruit snacks at people, and that was fun.
I forgot. We really should, and I threw them, and it was really. I was like, everyone back.
I think we should bring that back. I think Disney Princess the Coaster would be so much better if we threw fruit snacks at the audience. I support that.
We have insurance, right? We have insurance.
Yeah.
So cute.
Okay.
Oh,
Laura, you're up.
Adam, this is tricky. Adam, what is one of your hidden talents that people don't know?
Oh,
if you can think of one.
I'm like, I've been perfecting the one for quite some time.
I was supposed to do something else too. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
You're like, is
I'm
there
a yoga
something else
teacher.
you're secretly amazing at?
Yeah, I got really sick. Ben knows this because we were working together and I couldn't sing for a long time. I was getting sick like every 2 weeks and I didn't know why, and no doctor could diagnose what it was. And so I decided to kind of try a different path, and I went to India for a couple months and studied yoga and Ayurvedic medicine. And through that process of being there, it actually healed my illness and I was able to come back and get back into the world. But yoga is definitely I think a hidden love, if not skill.
Yep.
I think that.
Absolutely.
Great one.
Absolutely. And I work in real estate in Tennessee if you need a house.
I need a house.
Get in there.
Shameless plug.
Patrick, yeah, you should talk to Adam.
I'm going to do that. So,
Yeah,
Adam,
seriously.
so you get to become the host.
I become the host. Okay, Susan. Can we go to Mary D's after this?
Yes, we can go to Mary.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go to dinner after this.
Oh.
Yes, we're definitely gonna do that.
No, I'm totally joking. Okay. I'm gonna ask Aisha a question. Aisha, what music are you listening to right now that you're
Good
just
question.
jamming to?
Oh, I'm listening to Maraba. I'm listening to Leanne Mahavis and Emily King.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Selfishly, I just wanted to know is Spotify like pulled up? Like,
Yeah.
I know, you're like, playlist. I'll send you a playlist.
Yeah, so Aisha's
Thank
going to be
you.
running the playlist on the bus. She's going to have
I'll
to
be the
duke it out with
DJ.
Courtney, who also like chooses our playlist for us sometimes. So like
Yes.
that's going to be exciting.
Aisha, come up with one playlist that's all travel songs.
Oh gosh.
Like that's all road
On the
songs.
road
I was
again.
gonna
It's
say.
fun. You literally go through all the eras, all just traveling on the road. Yeah, all road
Yep.
songs.
Yep.
Go
Oh my
ahead,
gosh.
Susan, your turn.
Okay, I'm going to ask Patrick Cassidy. Patrick, what is the role you still long to play?
Oh gosh. The one that I can still play, or the ones that I
You know what?
missed?
Give me the role. Give me the role that you missed, but give me the role that you're going
The
to
one
play.
that I
still.
missed was George in Sunday in the Park. That's the one I would have
Oh.
loved to play. The one that I can still play is I want to play King Arthur.
Oh, of course.
Or Cervantes. I'd like to do Don Quixote.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Those are the.
I think
those are
that
the
would be
ones.
great. All right, I'm already casting you, Laura. You're going to have to come down here and be Guinevere.
I was gonna say that, but I couldn't chime in. But I was like, I would do it.
Well, I have one request of you, Laura. At what point in your career did somebody introduce you to who Shirley Jones was?
Oh, I grew up with the Rodgers and Hammerstein like VHS box set. So
You
I
did.
saw Carousel, I saw Oklahoma, and then I got to meet Shirley Jones and work with her at a show at the Kennedy Center right after I did Grease when I was 22. So I have a picture with Shirley then, but I grew up with the R&H movies, so I've known of her for a very long time.
Okay, so just this is a personal thing for me. My mom is watching tonight. So if you could if you could just sing just a little bit of the beginning of If I Loved You.
Oh my gosh, Shirley, I'm so honored. Okay, let's see. If I loved you time and again, I would try to say all I'd want you to know.
Oh my God. That is
Oh my
beautiful.
gosh.
That is beautiful.
Stunners.
You guys are all exquisite. This show, like I said, I told the audience, I got to see the run through. It is extraordinary. You're going to have so much time. It's going to be so successful. Congratulations to all of you. You're ridiculously talented. Susan Egan, you're like the best co-host. Do you want to just like sit in for me a lot?
I was so glad. He's like, she got to Tennessee before me. By a week later, I moved to Tennessee, and then I'm looking at Patrick's Facebook. I'm like, wait, he's moving to Tennessee? So I just think it was fortuitous. We've been friends longer than the rest of the people on this screen have been alive.
Yeah.
But it's just a happy, wonderful accident. So I'm really happy to be here.
Did you guys have fun?
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you for having us.
You're awesome. You guys
Thank
are
you,
all
thank you.
awesome. I can't wait to see the show. I'm going to see it in Nashville and all over. Thank you so much for doing this. Susan, Adam, thank you for being in the theater and performing for us. Benji, I'll see you on the 15th or before. I can't wait to see you on the stage. Aisha, you're
wait.
amazing. Laura, thank you. I can't wait to have you down here to play Guinevere. You guys are amazing.
I love
Thank
it.
you so much.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
Good night,
You
everybody.
guys. Good night, everybody.
There they go. There they go. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Susan, you're the best. Adam, you're the best. That's our show for tonight. I am going to apologize to our audience here because we did not have them on the big screen as we normally do, but they were an incredible audience. Thank you so much for being so great. So great. Did you know that you can text us and try it at 615-802-6642? We will respond, or you'll get exclusive updates and info from Studio 10. We have been so fortunate with Studio Tenn Talks, and it's because of you guys giving us donations, helping us to survive. We are coming out. If you look at the bottom of your screen, Studio Tenn, by clicking the donate button above or by messaging STT to 202-858-123, please support Studio Tenn by clicking that button or giving us donations. You are the reason we are still here. You are the reason Studio Tenn Talks is still happening. We have 2 more shows here in May of Studio Tenn Talks, and then we're taking a hiatus in June. Our last show on May 24th is going to be Mr. Nathan Lane. So it's a great show. So please keep watching. Patrick Thomas, I'm going to bring you back quickly. Are you up there? Are you available? Are you here? Can we get him? There he is.
I'm still here.
Mr. T, thank you so much. You were awesome. Thank you for that. That was incredible. Give him a hand. Woo!
That was my pleasure. What a great show. That was so much fun.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. They are extraordinary. Do we have a goodbye song that we can do, or do we have something?
Gosh, should we just play them the Disney song? When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are, anything your heart desires will come to you. Do you want to sing the rest for me?
I don't know the rest of it. I'll have to wait.
Your heart is in your
that cricket, that
Yes,
cricket.
keep
I
going.
can never remember the lyrics. It's the cricket.
Will come to you. I heard her singing in the background.
Yeah, she's good. She's good night, everybody.
Good night,
Thank you
everybody.
so much.